Kamala Harris is probably the last person in America who should be talking to anyone about health records or things that doctors have to say, when she, as the vice president to Joe Biden, was the principal liar to the entire country about the condition that the current president of the United States finds himself in physically and mentally.
We all know that there's a difference between a letter signed off by a physician versus the actual medical file. I wouldn't even be asking you this question today if you guys just put it out there. Again, there can't really be much left we don't know.
President Trump is perfectly healthy.
That makes me think, no, he's not. So that's Fox News, and they're asking Tim Murtaugh, spokesperson for Trump, hey, how come he's not releasing his medical records? Kamala Harris has. Trump put out a hilarious letter, as he usually does, from his doctor saying, he's in incredible health. He is one of the healthiest people who have ever lived. You know, the usual nonsense. Really, MAGA, you guys believe that? I mean, that's unbelievable. All right, so, but then Trump got mad because he then read Kamala Harris's medical records. So, woohoo, there's some doozies in there. So let me be fair here and quote Trump for you guys. He said, I've just seen Kamala's report, and it is not good. According to her doctor's report, she suffers from urticaria, defined as a rash of round, red welts on the skin that itch intensely, sometimes with dangerous swelling. She also has allergic rhinitis and allergic conjunctivitis, a very messy and dangerous situation. Is it? Yeah, Edwin just guessed it. It's allergies. It's hives and allergies.
Look, to be fair, it does sound a lot more serious than it is. But yeah, that's just
But everybody knows it's
talk
allergies.
for allergies,
right?
yeah.
And somebody told Trump, it's just allergies and hives. He's like, this is a very dangerous hives and allergies. Very dangerous. Don't look at my medical files. Don't look at it. I mean, I was just sitting around, bobbing around for 39 minutes like I had lost my mind. But not because I have a medical problem. I don't have a medical problem. But do you know that Donald Trump, and this was in Trump brackets, we're gonna get to Trump brackets in a second, but it didn't make the final 64. He stole his own medical files from his original doctor in New York. He sent a bunch of thugs. They literally broke into the doctor's office. And the doctor's like, what the hell's going on? And they grabbed Trump's files and left. That's when he was president. There's something wrong in his medical files. You don't steal your own medical files unless there's something wrong.
Okay, I'm gonna say something that I'm sure everyone will disagree with, but I want you to put yourself in the shoes of anyone running for president, really, right? It's not just about Trump or Kamala. It's about anyone who wants to run for president. Think about your medical records and think about whether or not you would be comfortable just disclosing the entirety of your medical records to the public. Like, it's a touchy thing for a lot of people. So I get not wanting to release your medical records.
Yeah,
like, I am perfectly healthy, but I wouldn't want to release my medical records.
Yeah, I understand it, Anna. But number one, you're running for president. So when you're running for president, your medical records.
We gotta do anal probes too.
Yeah, kind of.
All right.
Because, hey, by the way, Joe Biden said he was perfectly healthy.
Right, he
and
lied,
it turns
yes.
out, if we had gotten a cognitive test, we would have found out that Joe Biden was not perfectly healthy. He was in massive mental decline. Are we supposed to worry about his feelings?
No, it's not that we should worry about their feelings. I'm just saying that people are not gonna wanna release their medical records, and I understand why. And it doesn't matter who the politician is. I'm just making a general point about that. Okay? I think that there should be a law forcing them to release their tax returns, for sure. Medical records, I think you need to be a little bit careful, but I hear what you're saying. I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah. All right, so Trump went on, though, undeterred by the allergies. These are deeply serious conditions that clearly impact her functioning. Come on, man, come on. Okay, yeah, you think this guy's mentally stable? Just total utter moron who's like, I think that allergies and hives could impact how you function. No, your brain melting is impacting how you function. But hey, MAGA, go ahead, keep telling those sweet little lies to yourself. Oh no, Trump's great, he's really smart, he's really mentally fit. Okay. So she goes on to say, maybe that is why she can't answer even the simplest of questions asked by 60 Minutes and others. What is this all about? I don't have these problems. Oh, you don't have these problems. Because today at a Bloomberg interview, they asked him, what do you think about Google? Do you want to break it up? And he went on like a giant rant that had nothing to do with Google. It had to do with Virginia and the elections. And the interviewer's like, sir, I asked you about Google. No, there's somebody whose mental functions are definitely impacted. as limited as they already were. And that's Donald Trump. He said, I put out more medical exams than any other president in history. Obviously a lie. Aced 2 cognitive exams. Congratulations, that just means you don't have dementia. Back then, the doctor stated that my cognitive exams were exceptional. How could they be exceptional? Getting 100 means that you're a normal functioning brain that doesn't have dementia. That doesn't mean you're smart. God, you're so dumb. It's so it's painful to see how dumb Trump is. I'm far healthier than Clinton, Bush, Obama, Biden, and especially Kamala. Kamala's medical report is really bad. With all the problems that she has, there's a real question as to whether or not she should be running for president. My report is perfect. No problems.
I mean, look, if you're gonna say stuff like that, then you have to release your report. Like, come on.
Yeah, really perfect.
You can't just say my report is perfect. Kamala Harris she has a terminal illness with allergies. Like come on. Just if you're gonna say it, then you should be willing to provide evidence that your health is perfect.
Yeah. Okay, so MAGA, I know, he's a demigod. It doesn't matter if he's obviously lying. If his records are perfect, why would he not want to release them? I know, logic. I'm sorry, that's your kryptonite. Oh, do you want to catch feelings over? You supporting this moron, this deranged lunatic? Okay, so here's Trump brackets that is down to the final 8. Said there was very fine people on both sides about neo-Nazis. Go play this vote. These are super hard questions now. TrumpBrackets.com versus impeached for refusing peaceful transition of power. You see, that usually kind of ends it for a politician in America when you say, we should terminate the Constitution and you should murder my vice president and I'd like to stay in power even though I lost. But apparently MAGA thinks that's democracy, or terminating the Constitution is what you need to do to save it. Okay, next question. Said there was very fine people on both sides about, oh no, I said that one. I'm gonna skip the video on it. Created policies that resulted in migrant children being put in cages versus convicted of 34 felony counts of falsifying business records to affect an election. If you're saying, hey Cenk, these are all such terrible things, how do I decide what's worse? Well, that's kind of the point of TrumpBrackets.com. So I don't know what's gonna win. I don't know if it's gonna be any of these things. I don't know if it's gonna be saying he didn't mind his vice president being murdered. He's a terrible, terrible human being who's deranged, but currently slightly leading in the elections. All right, I'll give you one last thought about his derangement having nothing to do with Trump brackets because I want you to understand it. Listen to what he just said.
I think the bigger problem is the enemy from within, not even the people that have come in and destroying our country. By the way, totally destroying our country. But I don't think they're the problem in terms of election day. I think the bigger problem are the people from within. We have some very bad people. We have some sick people, radical left lunatics. And I think they're and it should be very easily handled by, if necessary, by National Guard, or if really necessary, by the military, because they can't let that happen.
You vote for that, you hate this country. He's saying enemy from within. Anytime that any Democrat said that about Republicans, I'd say, no, don't say that. That's what fascists say before they're about to wipe out their political opponents. That has a deep history. That's us turning on each other. It's okay to have super aggressive debates. It's not okay to say that fellow Americans are the enemy. And then he said the military will take care of it. No, we don't use the United States military against US citizens. Tyrants do that. Dictators do that. And if you just don't understand those simple concepts, you're gonna vote for Trump because you don't care. You want it to be a dictatorship. You want tyranny. All those years that the right wing said, oh my God, I need my guns to protect me against the tyranny of government. Here's this guy saying, I'm gonna use the military with anyone I disagree with because I'm gonna call them enemy from within. That's it. I'm gonna have tyrannical government. They're like, yes, yes, tyranny for the win. Terminate the Constitution. Well, those are facts. Are you for it or are you against it? You vote for Trump, you're for it, period.